Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to How to Not Read Historical Documents. I'm your host, Jabran, and boy, do we have quite the case today. But don't take my word. Have a look.
Let's just read the Quran first that I'm talking about. It is in chapter 67, verse 5. The Quran says here, "And we have certainly beautified the nearest heaven with stars, and have made them what is thrown at the devils, and have prepared for them the punishment of the blaze." Well, it's probably just a wrong translation. I'm just probably reading the wrong Quran. So let's look at other translations. In this very sweet collection of Quran translations, we find that Sahih International says what I just said. Pict says, "And verily we have beautified the world's heaven with lamps, and we have made them missiles for the devils, and for them we have prepared the doom of flame." Yusuf Ali, I don't like his translations, but they are generally accurate if you ignore the stupid interpretations by himself. "And we have adorned the lowest heaven with lamps, and we have made such missiles to drive away the evil ones, and have prepared for them the penalty of the blazing fire." If we read another translation by Mohsin Khan, it says, "And indeed we have adorned the nearest heaven with lamps, and we have made such lamps as missiles to drive away the shayateen, devils, and have prepared for them the torment of the blazing fire." Now, if we just look at other translations, it just goes on like this. We see two things. The stars are lamps in the sky, and some of those lamps are also missiles that are used against bad creatures, such as devils.
Now, Ridwan's objection this time is that the Quran claims that some of the stars are lamps and others are missiles sent against devils. But obviously, when you look at the night sky, we observe no such phenomena, and therefore the Quran is false. So where exactly has AP erred this time? The problem here is that AP's analysis is anachronistic. Something is anachronistic when you put modern interpretation of words or ideas into ancient documents. The reason why this is problematic is that language is always changing. Words may mean one thing at one period of time, but they may have another meaning at a later period. To give one example, take the word awful. There was a point in time where the word awful meant to fill with awe. So when medieval Christians said the awful majesty of God, he is not using the word awful in the same way we would say in a modern context, like when we say this painting is awful. The same word is being used, but they mean completely different things. One way to avoid this fallacy is to just read up commentaries on the historical document in question. But the important question is, does he?
I don't even know what to do with this information right now. I mean, I don't want to look at tafsirs. I don't want to look at interpretations, because is there really any need to look at interpretations when we look at these Quran verses? No.
So let me get this straight. It's not as if you're unaware that there are commentaries out there that might shed some historical context in the verse you're reading, but instead choose to remain ignorant, not open to the possibility that maybe you're wrong. Really makes you wonder who is the closed-minded one here. So how would a 7th century Arab understand this verse? In the Quran, the word najm does not refer to a hot ball of gas that emits light. That is a modern understanding of what the star refers to. In the ancient world, however, this word had a much broader meaning. For example, the ancients referred to the planet Venus as the morning star, or that planets were defined as stars that moved, and finally you had shooting stars. The ancient world referred to any celestial object in the sky as a star, which is what this fatwa later expounds on, saying, "The Arabic does not use the word najm specifically to refer to light emanating heavenly bodies. Rather, in Arabic, heavenly bodies may be divided into those that are fixed and those that are moving, those that are light and those that are dark. All of them may be called nujum." This is how the Holy Quran uses the word. In the verse of Surah Al-Mulk mentioned, nujum are divided into two types: those that are lamps which illuminate the heavens, which are light emitting stars, and those that move. This includes the luminous meteors, planets, and others. The Arabs also call these nujum. Once you put the verse under the correct historical understanding, all the verse says is that there are some things in the universe that are missiles sent against devils, and there are some things in the universe that are lamps. Now, AP might respond that there is no evidence that such objects exist, but that wouldn't prove anything. The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. All Ridwan really does is just resort to mockery and ridicule, but as contemporary American philosopher Alvin Plantinga puts it, in any event, argumentum ad derisionem is hardly an approved argument form. It will never rank up there with, for example, modus ponens, or even the complex constructive dilemma. Until he can provide us with a defeater, the Muslim is perfectly rational in holding this belief. But in any case, AP's entire argument is based on a false premise, mainly the premise that physical science is the only source of knowledge, so that if something cannot be scientifically proven, then it is irrational to believe in it. There is a major problem with this premise, however. There's nothing in the physical sciences that says it has a monopoly on truth about things in the world. And so, the premise that AP's entire argument is based upon is self-referentially incoherent. Think about it. Is the statement, you should only believe what can be scientifically proven, is that statement scientifically provable? Of course not. So if you only believe what can be scientifically proven, then you should never believe that you should only believe what can be scientifically proven. It is a self-refuting statement. The verses in the Quran about angels and jinns talk about the unseen world, that aspect of reality that is not evident to our empirical senses. That aspect of reality is outside the testability limit of science. Hence, science can never verify or disprove the existence of angels, demons, or God, or how celestial objects in the world affect demons or angels. And that about covers it. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.